here. Here. Oh. What's up, everybody? It's Jessica saying from Sit Down with Jazz, and welcome to the H.E.R Network on ZINGOTV, channel 251. Please remember to download both the Barn Burner or ZINGOTV apps in their respective app store on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. Both apps are free. ZINGOTV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, and Fire TV 6, Roku, and Roku 6, also on all smart TVs 2016 forward. I have a special guest in the building today via virtual. He's from the 6, aka Toronto. I actually met him on Queen Street. If you're from Toronto, you know where Queen Street is. This man goes out every weekend and shares his passion with the world, which is music. Master, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh wow, lovely intro. Thank you for having me once again. What's good?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Okay, well, for those who are not familiar with you, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I go, I don't know top that intro, but I go by the name of Master Inferno. I am
Yeah.
from Toronto, as as Jess put out,
Mhm.
and I'm an MC slash lyricist slash producer out in Toronto, and I've been doing this art we call hip hop for pretty
Yeah.
much since I was 8, so and
Wow.
then up until now, yeah, that's
That's amazing. So is
beginning. I
NASA
can
your yeah, no. So is NASA your stage name, real name? You know, tell us a little bit more.
no, no, definitely not my real name, but that would be
Yeah, I
cool,
thought
if that
so.
was
Okay,
my
okay,
government,
okay, okay. Yeah. So see on Instagram you have, I'm a science or scientist. Now people wondered, I'm like, okay, is that his real name or is that his stage name? But that's really cool. So how did you come up with that?
Okay, no. So basically, when I was younger and I got like my foot in on the block,
Hmm.
not on King or Queen Street.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I was pretty much like in ciphers and battles on the block, and my
Okay.
original name wasn't Master Inferno. So I started out with I don't think I've ever shared this actually. I like you asked this
Hmm.
question. My original stage name was it started out with explicit with an X,
Okay.
like
Oh, okay.
explicit, and then
Yeah,
I was rocking with that name. I was rocking with
yeah.
that name for like a week or two,
Mhm.
and I didn't really like it, And plus,
Mhm.
when I Googled it at the time, that's when Google was still like breaking the search
Yeah,
engine. This has to been like
yeah,
oh 05.
yeah.
Um, I was like, whoa, right? Someone else had the name. Long story short, and I
No,
didn't really like
okay.
having the same name as someone else.
Yeah.
And then I switched it, and then I went through like I would say 3 or 4 different names, and
Okay.
I'll say a week or I think a month or two after,
Mhm.
or a few months after, I like my last name starts with a P, right?
Okay.
So my
Yeah.
real name, and I went under like Master P. I went Master P for a
Oh,
short while,
okay. Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
funny
yeah,
because it's like for some reason I forgot like for that duration
yeah,
that there was already a Master P, like
yeah,
multi-millionaire, No Limit
yeah.
Records, and then
Mhm.
it dawned on me later on. I was like, oh damn, so I
Yeah,
had to switch, and then
yeah,
fast forward, I ended up looking through the dictionary, and I was looking through my name, and I ended up seeing Inferno pop up,
yeah.
and originally I like seeing Inferno and Master, and I
Mhm.
just kind of
Mhm.
conjoined the two, and
Yeah.
that's there, as you say, there is history.
That's
So
amazing. No, I love
that's
it. It's
how
easy
the
to
name
say.
came
It's
about.
quick. It's quick. You catch on. It's perfect. So, describe your music style? People are not watching right now. Do you want to? What's your genre? What's your favorite genre? What's your style? I guess.
So my music style, I would say, stems, I would say heavily. like it's definitely stemmed in like lyricism. I'll say
Okay.
lyricism, soul, thought provoking, and free, like I don't know, like free flow type of energy. That's definitely my style in a nutshell.
Mhm.
I've been told from industry heads, street heads, whatever.
Yeah.
People always tell me that I remind them of some East Coast artists. I always get like
Yeah.
from the likes of like I get Nas all the
Yeah.
time. I've gotten Joey
Yeah.
Badass. I've
Right. Yeah.
gotten a bunch of people, and yeah, a lot of
And how does that feel
comparisons,
being like
even tour
compared to?
legends.
No, how does it feel to be compared to such like, iconic artists?
It's kind of surreal because like
Mhm.
I'm appreciative, but it's
Yeah.
surreal, and what I mean by that is it's like there's there's an element in my mind where I feel like, yo, I'm still building. I'm
Yeah.
grassroots right now. I'm still like,
Mhm.
and not to say that the compliment's not dope, but it's just like,
Yeah.
yo, man, like
Yeah.
how what I'm building towards and towards like a legacy. I
Yeah.
want to. And since I was young, I always wanted to sound like myself. So in my
Yeah.
mind, I think,
Mhm.
yeah, there's definitely influences there. So I don't think they're
Yeah.
wrong for saying that. But
Yeah.
I honestly feel like I sound like me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't get mad if someone says, "Yo, you remind me of this or that," because
No.
it's like,
No. Of course.
this is
Yeah.
art, right? And this art is
Yeah.
also left to interpretation. So,
At the
yeah.
end of the day, obviously, like you want people to know who you are, not somebody else, right? But it's always obviously nice to hear, some feedback from
Mhm.
other artists or say industry professionals where, you get compared to like, okay, listen, I myself, I mean, it's good to hear that, right? So recently you dropped new music. I see. So on
Mhm.
Spotify, YouTube, iTunes. So Blazing Manuscript, right? I'm saying it right. Am I saying it correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
perfect.
say
So
it right.
what was the
You said it
inspiration
right. You
behind
didn't
that
add the
song?
G.
I was trying to, I'm like, hey, and can I just like, that right? But what was the inspiration behind that song?
Wow. So that's one of those records I wrote. I had in the chamber years ago.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be openly candid with y'all,
Mhm.
and the inspirations behind that was it started from so right now I'm working on three projects. Like right now, like before I got on, I
Yay.
was like working on stuff. Come head to the studio tomorrow, so I was like literally
Yeah.
working on I just been in grind mode, album mode as I like calling it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that time that when I wrote that, that was part of this concept for what's now known as Enter the Supernova, which is based off my alias, Supernova Human
Okay.
Torch. So I hear it
Okay.
on some of my records, and I hear that as an intro. That's
Okay.
definitely not a
Yeah.
gimmick or anything. That's definitely part of my alias. So it's like,
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
with that being said, when I wrote that, the inspiration behind that was just for me to, yeah, I mean, no pun intended, just to blaze the record. Like I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, for me to even to get to where I'm at, or and continue spearheading, forward, I
Mhm.
have to make a statement. So
Of
that was the
course. Yeah.
inspiration behind that record. You
Yeah.
can hear it in the rhymes,
Yeah.
my delivery, my inflections, and everything. Like
It's
it's
really
raw. That's one of
good.
my
It's
raw
so
records that
raw.
I have.
Yeah. No, I love it. I actually was listening to it before. I've been hopping on here and
Yeah,
like when it
no.
first came out. It's dope. Do you want to share a few bars from the song?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Let's hear something. Let's
Any
here's
part of the
now. What you're
verse?
about, okay? Let's hear any part, any part. Whatever your favorite is. Whatever your favorite verse is.
Oh wow. My favorite part.
I know it's gonna be tough.
Bear with me. I'm just gonna. It's kind of. I'm just accessing right now. I'm like, yo, I like the whole verse, but
That's
respond.
okay. You have time. We have time.
All right, I'm gonna just run to it to the my favorite part. So
Okay, let's do it.
it
Let's
was
hear it.
like, it's curving your spine is the same feeling you get when I'm serving the rhyme, murdered in time. long before Fez is cruising. What a spit will give you your heavy head contusion. As a shred illusion, with my embedded fusion, I'm using to dead confusion, resolution, medics losing. Your light form is a mic swarm. My sight warns, precise born to speed and dash. Others being who can exceed the flash. A meta-human, what I said is bruising the verbs
Okay.
you bet I'm using. You never ever meta-human who can shoot a beam of blast at you squeamish. Mortal fiends who seen the splash of this leaking plasma. Energy density sent to these fingers pull like a trigger. Your figure hit these beams is even deemed the last. I enforce pride the course. Like that was like the mid part. That's I
That
love
is
every time I put
dope. I fucking love it. Oh my god, love it, love it, love it. Sounds so good, so good. That's amazing. I honestly am
thank
obsessed
you.
with the music. I'm so happy. Like I came across when I was in Queen Street. It was so random, and but I just love how you go out and share your passion. Like, how do you like? How do you get the? Where do you get the inspiration from? Actually, from getting up every day, every weekend, and showing off your
Mhm.
talent. Where does that come from?
Uh, so part of the, wow, I love the question by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very loaded. So it's like when I really
I
go
know.
when I
Yeah.
go out, my mentality when I'm out when I go out is to be honest, I feel like there's elements of what I do that I feel like part of Toronto. Like there's like a certain music, and I don't want to get on like and start like dissing or anything like that.
No. No.
Art
Yeah.
is left up to subjection. I understand that, but it's like I
Mhm.
feel like there's certain music I feel around the city, and there's like that era where it's like you have like every artist that's out in the city has to follow copycat style, and
Mhm.
people generally just hop on that wave. And
Mhm.
part of my inspiration, since I was 8, it's been like there with me, and I have to stand out. So to answer your
Yeah.
question, like when I go out, I'm thinking, yo, I gotta put in that work. It's
Mhm.
there's no Hollywood, there's no
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no zoom in, there's
Mhm.
no makeup or wardrobe. I'm
No.
in the mud. I gotta get it
Yeah.
in, and I gotta pay my dues. Yeah, I gotta
Mhm.
pay my dues. So when I'm out there, I'm putting it on, I'm giving my 110%.
Yeah.
And also during the time when I was starting, I think one time, I think before I met you, I
Mhm.
was dealing with certain, life stuff and bills and stuff. So I kind of just channeled that
Mm.
into my
Yeah.
art. And
Mhm.
so it's all that. It's like a mixture of all that. It's like a jumbo
Yeah.
pot, a
That's
recipe, if you
amazing,
will, of me just.
But like that's how you get started, right? I feel like, it's a hustle, it's a passion, and that's what they'll see. And, that's how I remembered you. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. It's like, after when I met you, I was like, this is crazy. This guy comes out on a weekend, social life, everything gets like just you just have to forget about it and keep going. And it really shows that, you're, now you can tell people you're getting recognized, you're singing your music, you're rapping, all that. But like it's happening. So I'm super excited to see what future has in store for you. So super
Mhm.
excited. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah, no, so how did you get into music? So like were your parents rapping, or like your friend, your best friend, your uncle, anyone, or are you just up like looking up somebody that
Oh wow. It would seem so. Like I come down from a lineage of like grandmaster rappers.
Yeah, yeah,
I wasn't supposed to be a bar, but
yeah. It's okay, I'm on the
no,
same page. I'm on the same page.
so I don't know if I've ever shared this on any platform, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like I'm the youngest of 5, so I'm the youngest of
Okay.
5, like in the family. And
Yeah.
to answer your question, being the youngest, I've had older siblings that were in my family,
Mm.
gospel, and then like
Yeah.
my siblings were like R&B and in the
Okay.
craze of different like musical
Yeah.
genres,
Mhm.
and that was like implanted in me. And to be honest with you, like
Mhm.
what got me really really entrenched in it too was like my sis. Like she's my heart, and
Yeah.
she me and her like this. And
Yeah.
when I was young, got me
Yeah.
really into a lot of
Oh.
the the tapes. Like
Yeah.
when back in the day when you had the Walkman and stuff.
Yes,
I
I
was bumping
remember those.
certain
I remember
things.
those. Yes, yes,
The
yes.
Sony Walkman, yeah. Like I would
Come
have
on.
around that like the period of what came out now, like the
Yeah,
M&Ms and stuff, and the
yeah,
50s and whatnot. And
yeah,
then I was just one of those kids. Like although I came out in and I'm a '90s kid, but and I grew up in the
yeah,
2000s,
yeah,
and then like I had a I don't know, it was just in me where I'm like, yo, I have to study this,
yeah.
and that's what led me into this rabbit hole, as as
Mhm,
an
mhm.
MC on my journey. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then it spawned from Eminem, then Dug in the Crates,
Yeah.
and then one of my favorites
Okay.
became like Rakim, Legend, Big
Okay.
Daddy
Yes. Yes.
Kane, G
Yes.
Rap, KRS One,
Uh-huh.
and not even just
Uh-huh.
males, females, MC Light,
Yes.
Queen
Amazing.
Latifah. I mean, the list can go
Yes.
on and on. I can literally be
Yeah,
here
but you can't forget about
until the next day.
Tupac, okay?
Oh,
And
of
Tupac, right?
course. Machiavelli, yes, the Tupac,
Right?
the Biggies, yes, Tupac,
Yes,
Biggie, Big
all of
L,
our
Big
favorites,
Pun,
Yes. Oh my
yes,
God, list
yes,
goes on. The list goes
Wu
on.
Tang,
So who was your favorite?
Gangstar.
Oh my God, no, you're right. Like, who was what was the first album you owned then? You remember? Or CD, let's say, and the Walkman or Watchman we used to carry around.
The Sony Walkman. I would
Yes.
say my first one. I didn't necessarily. Well, my very first album, I didn't really own until years later. I was pretty much
Mhm.
surrounded around like my older sibling
Yeah.
stuff. So like my
Mhm.
first thing, I think the first tape I ever heard was like I would have to say it was either between Eminem or Busta Rhymes when I was younger.
All
Like the
right.
very
Yes.
first introduction, really,
Yeah.
like in terms of like the mainstream. And then when I really started like
Mm.
digging,
Mhm.
again, Rakim was one of them, and then it just
Yeah.
went down a rabbit hole, like I was saying
Mhm.
prior,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers when I was like
Cool.
around that time. That was through my
Mhm.
sis. She had it in the Sony
Yeah.
Walkman.
Yeah.
My
That's
favorite
so
song,
dope.
by the way, was
Yes.
"Criminal." That was when I was young. I
Yes.
just like
I
that song.
can't forget him. That's like, like one of the best songs. Even music industry, like now everything is changing, but still like the old music back in the day, like no one can top that, I find. We have we have some good artists, but those are the gold, right? So who would
Mhm.
you most likely to collaborate with if you had the chance?
Wow.
Could be states
And
or
any
Canada, wherever you want.
who would I want to collab? Oh wow. Dang, because there's a grip of artists, in
Mhm.
plural form. I can't say
Yeah.
one singular, but
Yeah.
if I have
Yeah.
to make it singular,
Mhm.
one
Or you know what? A
person.
few. Give us a few names. Three. Top
Okay,
three.
and three, top three. Okay, top
Is
three.
that easy?
Yo, you're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me. I'm one of them. Back. Okay. Okay. No era. I'll say Elzai from
Okay.
Detroit.
Mhm. Mhm.
I would say Joey Badass from this era.
Mhm.
Uh, I'll put Joey Badass slash Cole. If I
Okay.
ever see
Oh
J
yes.
Cole, I'll just
Yeah.
put that
Yeah.
little slash
Mhm.
slash there.
so, so
And
four.
it's four and a half. It's still three, but kind of three and a
a
half,
little
like
a little
three
remix
quarters.
there, Unless you have a little remix, so they can pop you on there too, or vice versa.
The remix, man, get P Diddy on the ad libs, get P Diddy on the hook. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that would
As
be
we proceed.
crazy. That would be crazy. Could you imagine? Wow. Okay. Well, don't forget
That
about
would be
me when that
crazy.
happens, because you talked about it here on my show. You better give me a shout out on the
No, I
phone.
got you. I'll tell you what,
Oh
I
my
got you.
God.
I got you. I got you on VIP. Hold me to that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying on that
Yes.
on that tour.
Amazing. I can't wait. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
COVID's gonna go away, and you're gonna be on these tours and shows, and I'll be VIP. I'll be the little groupie. Um, what or sorry, show. Okay, so if you opened up a show for anybody, would those be the same artists that you'd like to open up a show for?
Yeah, actually, absolutely. My
Mhm.
resume. So in the past, like during like the 2010s, I
Mhm.
was really like networking heavy. I was in ciphers.
Yeah.
I've actually had, on
Yeah.
a side note, I had a bunch of leagues hit me up for to do some battle
Oh,
stuff. That's like a whole other podcast in and
yeah.
of itself.
Yeah.
And
Another show. Yeah.
yeah, and then some shows. When I was it 2011, I opened up
Mhm.
for Joe Budden from Slaughterhouse.
Really? No way.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's a fun fact. And a couple years
That's
after, I opened
cool.
up for a few people. I would say
Amazing.
legendary De La Soul and Mississauga,
Mhm.
like, and I was traveling around.
Yeah.
Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, I'm a GTA baby. If anyone knows, like, St. Joe's is the
Yeah.
hospital. Side note.
That's crazy. Oh, you're
uh,
from Toronto. Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah, for Toronto. But I know people when I travel out in the US, people I tell them where I'm from and they think I'm American. Like they say, you don't sound Canadian, you don't look
You're
Canadian, your
like,
aesthetic ain't
no, I
Canadian.
am a Toronto rapper. Get it straight.
I am a Toronto MC, but you know what? I run with it. Like I don't mind. I don't like playing a different
Yeah.
role. 'Cause I'm in a different city.
Yeah.
So I'm not like being fake or anything, but it's fun. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm
Yeah.
American, whatever, screw it.
Yeah.
I guess
Right.
I'm
Screw
American.
it. Screw it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. No, that's funny. That's funny. So
kind
for
of.
who? So anything you'd like to say for the audience, whoever's watching, where they connect with you, where they can find you on Instagram, YouTube, your social media handles?
Oh yes. So my social media is Master MASTA_Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can find that I'm on all social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on also on platforms. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about earlier, a debut song off of my debut EP,
Mm-hmm.
Into the Supernova.
Yep.
It's out. It's out right now. I got the brand new visuals for it too. I'm excited. I dropped that
Amazing.
like literally
Okay.
72
Yeah.
hours ago.
Yay.
And
Yeah.
the turnaround it's astounding. The day I dropped it, it was
Yeah.
crazy. Like my phone was just ping, 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 ping. It was crazy. Like
Looks
it was
beautiful. Looks
wild.
beautiful. Well, Master, thank you so much for tuning in today. And you know what? Like, I wish you all the best. And I'll keep following you and obviously connecting with you. And then we'll have to do this again one day, hey?
Yes, 100%. And
Yes.
thank you for having me, Jess.
Yes, no problem. Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. My name is Jessica Singh and at that Jess says on Instagram and Twitter. So this show can also be heard on the Barn Burner Radio Network on its 122 platforms. The H.E.R Network is a part of the Barn Burner Media. So please check out barnburner.ca for all the news and programming. Barn Burner, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. Thanks again.